Good evening, everyone. Shabbat Shalom. This is a really important and beautiful Shabbat, a Shabbat that the first Shabbat after Yom Kippur, a Shabbat where we are welcoming in Sukkot, a Shabbat that begins Cameron Bressler's bar mitzvah. Cameron, you should wave so we can all see you. So we know who you are. Just wait for a minute. There's Cameron down there, well, on the bottom of my screen. A Shabbat where we welcome in our consecration students to their formal learning. And oh, you got to stay muted. So if you are a consecrant this evening, I want you to wave. Eli, you got to stay muted. So we have such a beautiful, wonderful service of celebration and joy on this Shabbat, where we also welcome Sukkot. And because of that, I first want to have us take a deep breath in. And on the way out, we're going to let go of the week and breathe in again. And this last breath in, we're going to breathe in the sweetness of Shabbat, the beauty of Sukkot, and the joy of consecration and Cameron's bar mitzvah. Wonderful. And now we're going to begin with song. And just because we're home doesn't mean you shouldn't be singing. We're going to stay on mute, but maybe we could still sing very loud, so maybe all of our screens, we could still hear each other all over Cleveland, and I think all over the United States. So Deb, what are we going to sing?
Well, I thought it would be nice to sing Hine because most of us know it. So please join in, and if you want to join on the round, you can do that too. Let's sing. Hine ma tovu manayim shevet achim gam yachad. Hine ma tovu manayim shevet achim gam yachad. Hine ma tov shevet achim gam yachad. Shevet achim gam yachad. Hine ma tovu manayim shevet achim gam yachad. Hine ma tovu manayim shevet achim gam yachad. Hine ma tov, hine ma tov, ya la 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 la. Hine ma tov, hine ma tov, ya la 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 la. Hine ma tovu manayim shevet achim gam yachad. Hine ma tovu manayim shevet achim gam yachad.
Before we move to our candles and Kiddush, there's a lot of really, all of you are very important, but there's a couple people I think we should introduce this Shabbat, because really there are a ton of staff on the Zoom meeting this Shabbat. So first, of course, if you don't know, Deb Rogers is our music director. And then J.B. Davis is our Director of Marketing and Engagement. And Rabbi Shauna Nair is our Director of Lifelong Learning. You will get to hear from Rabbi Shauna in a couple of minutes, and I know we're all going to be thrilled that we did. And then at the bottom of my screen is Brett Schenkman, who is our Executive Director. And so we have I think we have the entire senior staff here with us this evening. And that's really special also. And a little bit later in the service, we'll also get a chance to hear from our president, Pat Lehman. So now I'm going to share the screen and we are going to turn to Candles and Kiddush. And I want to ask the wrestlers, Jenny and Cameron, and Malia, if she's in the room, to unmute. And you are going to lead us in our candle lighting for Shabbat and Sukkot.
Read that out, Cameron.
Okay. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav v'tivanu l'chadlik nar shel yom tov.
Great. Hey, Cam, can you see what's on the screen? Can you read the English for us also? Do you see?
Okay.
Or Jenny, would you read that?
Sure. As these Shabbat and festival candles give light to all who behold them, so may we through our lives, give light to all who behold us. As the brightness reminds us of the generations who have kindled these lights, so may we be inspired to kindle these lights.
And Deb is going to sing for us.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu lehadlik ner shel Shabbat v'shel Yom Tov.
That's better. Oh my goodness. And Cameron or Jenny, would you read that slide also?
The heaven and the earth were finished and all their array. On the seventh day, God finished the work that God had been doing. And God stopped the seventh day from all the work that God had done. And God blessed the seventh day and declared it holy, because on that day, God ceased from all the work of certain that God had done.
Thank you. And Deb?
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam barei peri hagafen l'chaim.
Chaim. And on a festival, it is a Shehechianu moment. Not only is it a Shehechianu moment because we have Cameron's bar mitzvah starting and consecration, it's because it is the beginning of Sukkot. So we are going to sing Shehechianu together.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam. Shehechianu v'kiyamanu v'higianu lazman hazeh. To life and to life and to life and to life l'chaim. To life and to life and to life and to life l'chaim. Gotta hold on to this moment now l'chaim. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam. Shehechianu v'kiyamanu v'higianu lazman hazeh.
Beautiful. Thank you, Deb. Our opening reading looks like a Torah. It looks like a tree of life. It looks like the roots. It looks like Sukkot. Me, my family, the Jewish people, and Torah, a tree of life. Roots holding on to the past, branches reaching to the future, leaves dancing like children, growing and changing with the seasons, teaching, peace, caring, sharing, tolerance, understanding, from parent to child, from generation to generation. And we turn now to the Baruch Hu. We can rise as able in body or in spirit for our call to prayer.
Baruch Hu et Adonai hamavorach. Baruch Adonai hamavorach leolam vaed.
So if you look on this page, this slide, we see some pretty incredible faces here, and you might recognize some of them. We are going to begin not only turning to the Shema, but also turning to most of our consecration ritual. It is traditional, I think, in many, many congregations for our consecrants to lead the congregation in the Shema. It's the first prayer we learn. Maybe it's the first prayer you learned. I know it's the first prayer I learned growing up. And so our consecrants lead us in the Shema. We have found a way to do that even on Zoom. And so in a moment, you will hear our consecrants leading the Shema. Pretty incredible. They are not on video, and I'm going to tell you why. We have a video available. It's actually on our website, but Zoom and videos do not go well together. The sound and the audio, the sound and the video don't match. And so what we have here for you this evening is the audio. We do encourage you, go to the website, watch the video. It's fabulous. But this evening you'll hear them lead the Shema. We will continue with the V'ahavta. Following the V'ahavta, we'll continue with our consecration ritual. So here we are. Deb, you want to?
I got this.
Let our consecrants lead us in the Shema.
Absolutely. And this teaser screenshot is straight from the video, so you are going to want to go look at that. It's wonderful.
Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai.
Ve'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha b'chol levavcha uv'chol nafshecha uv'chol meodecha ve'hayu hadvarim ha'ele asher anochi metzavcha hayom al levavecha Veshinantam levanecha vedibarta bam beshivdecha bevetecha uvlachtecha vaderech uvshochbecha uvkumecha ukshartam leot al yadecha vehayu letotafot beinenecha uchtavtam al mezuzot beitecha uvisharecha Leman tizkeru v'asitem et kol mitzvotai v'tem kedoshim lelohechem Ani Adonai Elohechem asher hotzeiti etchem me'eretz Mitzrayim lihiot lachem lelohim Ani Adonai Elohechem.
I want to go back to this slide for 1 second because I forgot to introduce all of these amazing people. So I'm going to go from this side over. So I want to Recognize our consecrants: Claire Zaleski, Max Moyer, Lily Moyer across the top, Lily Moyer, Eli Richardson, Dylan Richardson, Scarlett Houston, Liam Zalewski, and Larissa Newberry. How beautiful did they sing? How fantastic are our consecrants this year? And we're going to go to this slide. I'm going to stop the share for a moment because Rabbi Shauna has some pretty important words to say to you.
So I want to speak to all of the consecrants. Ooh, there I am, very large, and all of the parents. And I wanted to offer this teaching that I learned some years ago and I have always loved. And that is that the Hebrew word hora, which is the Hebrew word for parent, and the Hebrew word mora, which is the Hebrew word for teacher, and the Hebrew word Torah, which is obviously our Torah and one of the greatest books of teaching we have in Judaism, all come from the same root in Hebrew. So as we learn Torah, we need both our horim, our parents, and our morim, our teachers. And so we, as your STKA community, as you, our consecrants, begin your learning journey, promise to partner with your horim, your parents, to help bring Torah to you so that you can learn all of the incredible lessons it has to teach, all of the values that are found in it by which we can live. And no celebration would be complete without gifts. And so I will be coming to some of your homes, and the homes I do not come to, our amazing administrative assistant for lifelong learning, Kim, will be coming to the rest of the homes with gifts for you next week, and you will get 3 of them. The first will be a certificate, which is signed by Rabbi Van, by our executive director, Brett Shankman, by myself, and by our president, Matt Lehman. And what it says to you is not only is your consecration a proud moment for your family, but it is also a proud moment for our congregation. And we are thrilled that you are beginning this journey with us. We also will give each one of you an individual baby Torah. I believe that has been the consecration gift since Mount Sinai, or shortly thereafter. I'm not really sure, but if you talk to people who are much older than yourselves, they will tell you about the baby Torah they received at their own consecration. But this gift is given because it reminds you that Torah is not something that lives inside of the temple. Torah is something that lives inside your heart, and it is very personal, and it is something that is your own, and you will make your own. You will learn the lessons, and you will decide what those lessons have to teach you and how you are going to let them guide your life. And so we want you to have this personal reminder that even when we can't be in our building, even when you leave home and you go wherever you go after you graduate high school, Torah and Judaism will always be a part of your life. And the final gift we are giving you is a mezuzah that we hope you will hang somewhere in your house, whether it is on your own bedroom door, on your front door if you don't already have one there, on some room in your house. And it comes with a scroll, which has the Shema that you all just sang so beautifully, and the V'ahavta that we just chanted. And the words come from our Torah, and the first words are V'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha. It reminds us that we are supposed to love God. And how do we love God? We love God by doing mitzvot, by doing good things, by being kind to other people, by doing what is right. And we are also taught in the V'ahavta V'shinantam Levanecha that you shall teach your children. So your parents and your temple family will teach you so that someday you will be able to teach your children and the next generation so that Judaism and the important lessons it teaches will continue L'dor Vador. We wish all of you consecrants and we wish all of your families a huge Mazal Tov. Congratulations. And we know that this is just the beginning of many more incredible milestones to come.
Rabbi Shauna, thank you so much for those beautiful lessons and for all that you have taught our students and will teach them for years and years to come in our tent. You are always an inspiration to me and to all of our students. It's an honor for me now to ask a blessing upon all of our students. And where we would be in the sanctuary is under our indoor sukkah with our beautiful decorations, and where you are now is in your home, and each home, or perhaps in a friend's home, and each home is a mikdash ma'at, is a small sanctuary. And so it's a protection, it's a source of protection, and each sukkah reminds us of the blessings that we have. And so it's an honor for me to ask this blessing upon each of our consecrants. Oh God, we ask your blessings for these children today. They come together with their families and with their friends, with this congregation, to begin their formal journey of Jewish learning, to formally learn and love Torah, mitzvot, acts of loving kindness, tikkun olam. We promise to nurture you. We promise to support you. We promise to be with you on your educational journey. We pray that you will always enjoy the sweetness of the words of Torah on your lips, the love of your people in your hearts, the spark of newfound knowledge in your eyes, and the thirst for inquiry in your minds. May you always take pride in who you are now and who you may yet become. May each of you continue to grow in heart and mind. May the story of our people inspire you. May the truths of Torah guide you. And may the prophetic word of truth and righteousness enter your spirit and be for you a lasting blessing. Amen. One of the things that I love so much about our consecration is that we bring to every consecration all of the students who are new to our learning program, not just a kindergartner or a first grader, any student that is new to learning. We honor you. We honor your journey and your choices. And so we are so honored and so blessed. And in so many ways, this is, again, a Shehechianu moment. And so for that Shehechianu moment, we share our screen once again, because to celebrate in that moment, we have a parent's blessing. Rabbi Shauna? Rabbi Shauna, you are muted.
I know, too bad you don't have
That's
your
usually
bingo
what I do.
cards out. If you have your bingo cards out, you can check that one off. Parents, we're gonna ask that you all unmute yourselves all right now, that you get close to your kids. Make sure we can see you in your screen. And you can see who is supposed to read when, and just go boom, boom, boom right through our beautiful parents' prayer, and know that each set of parents is speaking on behalf of all of the parents. So the Houstons, you can begin. Are you there, Houstons?
Hear it?
No, I don't need to put it up.
It's like this.
Stop. Okay, thank you.
Yes.
Did we lose them? I can't see them on the screen.
May you live to see your world fulfilled. May your destiny be for worlds still to come. And may you trust in generations past and yet to be.
May your heart be filled with intuition, and your words be filled with insight. May your songs of praise ever be upon your tongue, and your vision be on a straight path before you.
May your eyes shine with the light of holy words, and your face reflect the brightness of the heavens. May your lips ever speak wisdom, and your fulfillment be in righteousness. Holy, holy, holy. Eternal God, we give thanks for our children's increasing Jewish knowledge. As our children study our words of prayer and the stories of the Torah, may they embrace their lessons, may they always give thanks for their heritage and the values of Judaism.
Wonderful. Thank you. So we turn now to honoring all of those beautiful words. I'm going to hand it back to Rabbi Shauna, who is going to, oh, actually, I think it's Deb's turn, right?
I think
Okay. Deb is going to sing words of sweet Torah.
That's right. Anybody still have your honey left over from Rosh Hashanah? Put a little bit on the lips. Sweet as honey, sweet as honey on our tongues. Sweet as honey, sweet as honey, sweet as honey on our tongues. Sweet as honey, sweet as honey, sweet as honey on our tongue. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu la'asok b'divrei Torah, la'asok b'divrei Torah. Sweet as honey, sweet as honey, sweet as honey on our tongues. Sweet as honey, sweet as honey, sweet as honey on our tongues.
There's a lot of enthusiastic dancing during Sweet as Honey, and I believe that we should all be as enthusiastic for the words of Torah as that dancing. That was the blessing for studying Torah, which I always say it's la'asok b'divrei Torah. May you be engrossed in the words of Torah, but I always say may you soak up the words of Torah. Those words of Torah began many moons ago with our exodus from Egypt, when we became free from slavery. We became free, and we became free to be partners with God, to live the values and lessons of Torah we received not long after that freedom was granted. So let us celebrate that freedom as we continue with Mi Chamocha.
Mi chamocha ba'elim Adonai, mi kamocha nedar b'kodesh. Mi chamocha ba'elim Adonai, mi kamocha nedar b'kodesh. Norah tehilot, osef eleh. Norah tehilot, osef eleh. Adonai yimloch leolam va'ed. Malchutecha ra'u banecha, malkei hayam lifnei Moshe u'Miriam. Ze Elianu ve'amru, Ze Elianu ve'ameru, Adonai yimloch leolam va'ed. I had the wrong version in, sorry. No lies this time, guys.
It's a lot of buttons to click as quickly as possible. I didn't need to share my screen yet. Too many buttons to click. So we are going from Micha Mocha to Hashkivenu. Hashkivenu is probably one of my favorite prayers, one of my favorite songs. Hashkivenu asks for God to, and it's perfect this week, to ask to put a Sukkot Shalom over all of us, a shelter of peace. And so during the whole year, when we don't have actual Sukkot, when we don't get to build a sukkah at the temple or at home, we ask for God to create a spiritual protection for each of us, to be a source of strength when we're not feeling so strong. And so we sing together.
Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu leshalom, leshalom. Ehamidenu Malkeinu lechayim. Ufros aleinu Sukkot shlomecha, ufros aleinu Sukkot shlomecha. Shelter us beneath thy wings, O Adonai. Guard us from all harmful things, O Adonai. Keep us safe throughout the night, till we wake with morning's light. Teach us, God, wrong from right. Amen.
Now I share the screen, and I wanted to see if Cameron was still here, Cameron Bressler, and if he wanted to help us with the Amidah as our bar mitzvah celebrant for this Shabbat. Cameron, are you around?
Yes.
Okay, so if you are able in body or in spirit to rise for the Amidah is our prayer, one of our oldest prayers. And first, what you see on the screen is sort of our recentering moment. And the next prayers, first we remember who before us, and then our God's greatness. So Cameron, whenever you're ready, if you want to help us lead that would be fantastic.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Okay. Adonai sefaitai titach ufi yagita hilatecha. Adonai, open up my lips that my mouth may declare your praise. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu Belohei Avotenu Beimotenu Elohei Abraham, Elohei Yitzhak, Belohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, Belohei Leah. Ha'el Hagadol, Hagibor v'Hanora, El Elyon, Gomel Hasadim Tovim, V'Honei Hakol, V'Zocher Hasdei Avot, V'Imahot, Umevi Geula, Livnei V'neihem, L'ma'an Shemo, V'Ahava. Melech Ozer Umoshia Umagen Baruch Atah Adonai Magen Abraham Ve'etzrat Sarah Atah Gibor Le'olam Adonai Mechalye HaKol Atah Rav Lechoshia Mechalkel Hayim B'Chesed Mechaye HaKol Berachamim Rabim Somech Noflim Verofei Holim Umatir Asurim Umekayem Emunato Lishnei Afor Michamocha Baal Geburo Umido Melach Melech Memit Umechaye Umatmiya Yeshua V'nen man atah l'chachayot hakol. Baruch atah Adonai mechalye hakol.
אתה קדוש ושמך קדוש וקדושים בכל יום יהללוך הסלע. ברוך אתה אדוני האל הקדוש.
Cameron, thank you. That was wonderful. And I think we all know what will be tomorrow is a phenomenal bar mitzvah of a lot of hard work. So Mazel Tov, Cameron. We turn now to what is really an important moment in our service. As we prepare for Shalom Rav, we remember that there are so many blessings and joys in our lives, so many opportunities to give thanks. And as we sing Shalom Rav, I invite you to lift up in the chat all of those things for which you are grateful, all of those little blessings or big moments that are really important that you want to share with this holy community as we sing Shalom Rav. Do you need me to stall now?
Start at the beginning of the song. Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha Tasim Le'olam. Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha Tasim Le'olam. Ki ata hu melech hador lechol hashalom. Ki ata hu melech hador lechol hashalom. Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha Tasim Le'olam. Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha Tasim Le'olam. V'tov be'einecha levarech et Amcha Yisrael bechol עת ובכל שעה בשלומך. Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha Tasim Le'olam. Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha Tasim
because we have so much to be grateful for. We know there are many who are hurting, many who are ill, physically ill, mentally ill, spiritually struggling and hurting in so many ways. And so we take a moment to lift them up in prayer, to share our Misha Berach. And so again, we'll use our chat and we'll lift up in prayer those who are ill. And hopefully with permission, you can lift up specific names of those who are struggling at this time. We take a few moments now for silent prayer and reflection.
There's so much to celebrate this evening. So we are celebrating the beginning of Cameron's bar mitzvah. We have celebrated our 8 amazing consecrants. We're celebrating, of course, Shabbat, but it is also Sukkot, which begins this evening. And it is appropriate that there is so much to celebrate because one of the other names for Sukkot is Zman Simchatenu, the time of our rejoicing. So it is a time when we should be joyful and celebrate. And of course, one of the things that we do on Sukkot is that we bless the lulav. We'll bring that down a little bit so you can actually see it in the screen. We bless the lulav and the etrog. And one of my favorite people to learn from is Rabbi Abraham Joshua Heschel, who in the relativeness of history lived not so long ago. And he actually lived during the civil rights movement in the 60s. And he was good friends with Martin Luther King Jr. And he actually marched with him from Selma to Montgomery, Alabama for civil rights. And after that march, as we taught all of our kids and teens last week, he was famous for saying, "It was like praying with my feet." And what I believe he meant by that was that march brought him closer to God in the same way prayer can, because he was doing the work of social justice, and he was doing the work of tikkun olam, of helping to repair the world. And I thought about him this evening as I thought about the lulav and the etrog, because the rabbis often teach that each piece of the lulav and the etrog represent a different part of our body. The etrog, which is a citron in English, but I prefer etrog, it's supposed to represent our heart. And if we think about how we can pray with our hearts, how we can use it to bring us closer to God, we can live life with an open heart, a kind heart, a compassionate heart, one that is respectful of everyone, no matter how much they are like us or how much they are different from us. The myrtle, which is this one right here, we have 3 branches of myrtle, and if you look at the leaves, they kind of look like eyes. And so we can use our eyes to see the injustices in the world, and to not turn a blind eye to them. And if you look over here, we have the willow, and it is said to represent a mouth. Kind of, if you turn the leaves on the side, it looks like lips. And that reminds us that we need to speak out against any injustices that there are. And finally, the center is a branch from a date palm. And it reminds us that we have to have a backbone. And when we are in a place of privilege, we must speak out for those who do not have a voice. And after we bless the lulav and the etrog, we will shake the lulav in 6 different directions. We shake it up, we shake it down, we shake it forward, we shake it back, we shake it left, and we shake it right. And that reminds us that God is everywhere, and it reminds us that God is always with us to be our partners in this work of tikkun olam. So we will all recite the blessing now in just a moment. We are actually going to recite 2 blessings because it is the first night of Sukkot. So again, the first time you do anything, you not only recite the blessing for what you are doing, but then you recite the Shehechianu. And then I will shake the lulav on behalf of all of us. But if you want an opportunity to bless and shake the lulav with Rabbi Van and I, we will be doing Sukkot visits. Hopefully tomorrow, although Sukkot is notoriously the beginning of the rainy season, supposedly in Israel, but apparently in Cleveland, Ohio too. So we do have a rain date of Thursday. You can sign up for the Sukkot visits. They are right now scheduled for Sunday and Wednesday through our website. Just go to www.suburbantemple.org and press the Sukkot button that is there for your convenience, and you can sign up for a visit. So now we will bless the lulav and etrog together. You hold the lulav in your left hand because it is close, I'm sorry, the etrog in your left hand because it is close to your heart. And you hold the lulav in your right with the myrtle on the right. So, and we say together, it is a 10-finger blessing because we are commanded to do it. So we start with the 10 introductory words of Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu, and then we add al nitilat lulav. And then because it's the first night, we say Baruch Atah Adonai Eloheinu Melech HaOlam Shehachianu V'Kiyamanu V'Higianu Lazman Hazeh. Chag Sukkot Sameach, everyone.
Thank you, Rabbi Shana. Chag Sukkot Sameach. I want to ask the president of the congregation, Matt Lehman, to share a few words. I was looking for you, Matt. I can't. I seem to have, there you are. I lost you.
Yes.
I'm going to
No worries.
spotlight you, okay? You're going to get big. There you are.
There we go. Thanks, Rabbi Van. And thank you, Rabbi Van, Deb Rogers, our music director, and Rabbi Shana for leading us this evening. And, you know, there's so many things to celebrate. Want to say, in fact, I was trying to figure out if there was a plural of the word Mazel Tov. But in any event, want to say Mazel Tov to Cameron and the whole Bressler family. I know he'll do fantastic tomorrow morning for his bar mitzvah. And also to our new consecrants. You join generations of consecrants who started their Jewish journey with Suburban Temple-Kol, including me. Had a little bit more hair back then. Won't go that far back, but it is wonderful to welcome you and your families. And I know your journey will be as meaningful as mine has been. As Rabbi Shana mentioned, with Sukkot, they'll be on the road tomorrow and later this week, visiting families who have a sukkah in their homes. And then as we lead into Simchat Torah next week, again, Suburban Temple goes on the road, and the rabbis will be bringing Torah to homes next weekend. Again, if you're interested in having the caravan stop by your home, just give us a shout in the office. But again, Mazel Tov to Cameron and the Bressler family and all our new consecrants. It's wonderful to be able to celebrate these amazing moments. Have a great week. Shabbat Shalom.
Thank you so much, Matt. We turn now back to our screen share for Aleinu. And we rise as able in body or in spirit. Let us adore the ever-living God and render praise unto you, who spreads out the heavens and established the earth, whose glory is revealed in the heavens above, and whose greatness is manifest throughout the world. You are our God, there is none else.
ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים הקדוש ברוך הוא ונאמר והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד ושמו אחד.
We turn now to our time of remembering, and we remember them with this reading. Some have said a sukkah is temporary, beautiful, vulnerable, a place for welcoming guests and connecting with people, both those who are in our lives and those whom we remember with love. It is an embodied metaphor for a human life. Like a sukkah, each life is temporary, each life is beautiful, each life is vulnerable. Each life is enriched by the presence of our loved ones, both living and imagined. Into every life a little rain must fall, but when we sit in the sukkah, we have the opportunity to greet even that rain with joy. On this Shabbat of Sukkot, the opening evening of Sukkot, which also falls on Shabbat, we remember We remember in Shloshim, June Greenwald, Marion Ratnoff, and we mark the Yartzites, the anniversaries of death that fall on this Shabbat. David Bamberger, Joseph H. Berger, Edith Gross Bialowski, Philip J. Braff, Esther Block Bressler, Dorothy Roth Cohn, Norman J. Danzig, Corinne Levy Einstein, Oscar W. Fischel, Gertrude S. Fleischman, Dr. Albert V. Fried, Bertha Friedman, Sarah Grossman, Robert V. Haas, Luella F. Cohn, Hilda Lustig, Philip Lustig, Ronald Madow, Sam Miller, Bob Newman, Robert David Rosewater, Harold Samet, Alfred H. Schaffner, Helen L. Schwartz, Louis H. Schwarzenberg, Elaine Chagrin, Dr. Stanley H. Shensa, Molly R. Steele, Edgar H. Weil. Our griefs and sympathies are mingled as together we turn to the mourner's Kaddish. Yitgadal v'yitkadash shemei rabbah, v'alma divra hirute v'amlich malchute, v'chayachon uv'yomechon, uv'chaye d'chol beit Yisrael, ba'agala uv'izman kariv v'imru, amen. Yehi shemei rabbah mevorach leolam almei almaya, yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh, v'yithadar v'yithaleh v'yithalal, Shemei Dekudashah Barichu, Le'ilam Min Kol Birchata V'Shirata, Tushbachata V'Nechamata, Da'amiran Bialma V'Imru, Amen. Yehi Shlama Rabba Min Shemaya, V'Chayim Aleinu V'Al Kol Yisrael, V'Imru, Amen. Osei Shalom Bimromav, Hu Ya'aseh Shalom Aleinu, V'Al Kol Yisrael, V'Imru, Amen. May the source of peace send peace to all who mourn and give comfort to all who are bereaved. And let us say together, Amen.
Amen.
So we turn now to closing song, Osei Shalom, which is the very ending of the mourner's Kaddish. And many of you are guests this evening. So we're doing the Jagoda melody. Elena Jagoda wrote the melody that we're going to sing, and we have created a little bit of a dance around this melody. So it's very easy, and we hope that you'll catch on and maybe dance a little bit with us. So Deb, go for it.
All right. It starts like this. Oseh Shalom. Shalom, Bimromav, Hu Ya'aseh, Hu Ya'aseh, Hu Ya'aseh Shalom, Hu Ya'aseh, Hu Ya'aseh, Hu Ya'aseh Shalom, Hu Ya'aseh, Hu Ya'aseh, Hu Ya'aseh Shalom, Aleinu. May the one who makes peace bring peace down, bring peace down. May the one who makes peace bring peace down, bring peace down. May the one who makes peace bring peace down, bring peace down. May the one who makes peace bring peace down, bring peace down. Oseh Shalom, Bimromav. Oseh Shalom, Bimromav. Hu Ya'aseh, Hu Ya'aseh, Hu Ya'aseh Shalom. Hu Ya'aseh, Hu Ya'aseh, Hu Ya'aseh Shalom. Hu Ya'aseh, Hu Ya'aseh, Hu Ya'aseh Shalom. Aleinu. 1, 2, 3, 4. May the one who makes peace bring peace down, bring peace down. May the one who makes peace bring peace down, bring peace down. May the one who makes peace bring peace down, bring peace down. May the one who makes peace bring peace down, bring peace down. Yevarechecha Adonai ve'yishmerecha.
May God bless you and keep you.
Ya'er Adonai panav elecha v'chuneka.
May the light of God's presence shine upon you and be gracious to you.
Yisa Adonai panav elecha v'yasem lecha shalom v'yasem lecha shalom.
May God lift up every one of us, and may God be gracious to us, and may God bring us to each one of us shalom, peace, and wholeness. Amen. Shabbat shalom.
Amen. Shabbat shalom.
We need to do a motzi, right?
We do.
All
Did you bring
right.
anything to do a motzi with?
I did.
Oh, that's awesome, because mine's in the kitchen.
Well, I had a little messenger sneak in during services and
Oh,
bring
that's awesome. Have him right
Yes.
over here. Here we go. Hamotzi lachem min haaretz. We give thanks to God for bread. Our voices rise in song together as our prayer is humbly said. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam. Hamotzi lechem min haaretz. Amen.
Shabbat shalom.
Shabbat.
Actually, really, that's a beautiful challah.